and sports family. Also, go to all social media platforms. Link will be in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Thank you. Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? I wasn't gonna go live till later on, but man, I seen some stuff that I pretty much wanted to talk about, man. It's a few topics. One of them is I seen the Atlanta Braves, man. So I'm in Georgia, and I thought these folks was trying to win. But what the hell is this? Is this the true statement? That Stefanski is supposed to be going to the Atlanta Falcons. And if so, that's a dumb move. I thought Atlanta said that they was, one coach away. And to go get this dude, bro, is tragic. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. Y'all ain't got the best quarterback for this man to develop. Y'all seen that even with Deshaun Watson and all those other coaches, the Flaccos, all that. They had some really good quarterbacks, and he just ain't the one for him. So I don't see the Falcons doing nothing if this is true. Now the source Adam Schefter is very reliable, so I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? However, it don't matter to me anyway, because if it's not in the script, I don't think they're gonna do nothing anyway. Y'all seen these two games where the Bears and Buffalo had the same play, different calls, different results. All you got to do is go pay attention to the Vegas. Okay? It's rigged to me. I'm gonna just be fairly honest with y'all. It's very rigged to me. That's why I put a grain of salt into the NFL. I like the teams. The product is all right. Barely watch it. I do watch it a little bit, but I not like that. The whole thing is this, man. Um, when I see that there are former NFL players that came out and they was talking about how rigged it was, I just really stopped paying attention to it. And then the fact that Vegas got to always win, I stopped paying attention to it. So, but I did watch some of the games. I do watch the playoffs or whatever. And it just show you who they want to win. Just like you remember the old school days when Dallas, Dez Bryant end up catching a pass, and then they basically whooped Dallas. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of that going on, man. It's gonna be that for sure. But what really also made me come on, man, uh I seen this video, right? And you know how I always talk to y'all about ownership. I always talk about y'all, trademark your name, because I trademark National Sports Chat. But I told y'all to trademark your name. I told y'all to protect y'all brand, y'all product, or whatever, right? I always tell y'all this. Now, I'm about to show y'all the reason why I always say, especially my culture, protect your intellectual property, right? Why? Because somebody can always try to take it from you. So I don't know if y'all seen this, right? This guy right here, the tendonism guy, right? The tendonism guy pretty much got his stuff taken, or he's trying to take his stuff, right? Trademark, the saying that brought a lot of people to their restaurant, all this other stuff, whatever, right? So when people look at money, they take a lot of folks take integrity out of it. So this is why I be trying to tell folks, you got to protect yourself, right? Put yourself in a position where them folks got to pay a license to use your name. They got to come to you to use your name, because now this gentleman right here, right, is basically the name that brought a lot of people to that man's restaurant, to the other man's restaurant, right? Is being taken from him. And I've been seeing this all over and over and over and over again. People are so content with the opportunity to work for somebody that they will basically give up what's really more valuable. You guys got to start making sure that that you guys are, trademarking your kid's name, right? Um Make sure that you guys, if you're going for the NIL deals, create your own LLC, right? So you can write the taxes off. Some of y'all might be too young for LLCs, but this is why you want to. This is why you want to do it, because you don't want to be in a situation to where you're working super hard and then somebody try to take everything from under you that you work for. You gave this idea, right? And then this person come from under you and snatch it. And the thing about it is, people are not going to even really go to the man's restaurant due to the fact of what he's doing. But it ain't no integrity with this dude. If I was the guy attending them, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to go start my own barbecue and I'm going to lead dude to rot because it's not right. And a lot of folks don't go off what's right. They go off of, what will make them funds. But at the same time, the integrity has to kick in. Like, you could go partial ownership or something, but instead, hey, some people don't see the benefit in it. But this is why I always tell y'all, make sure that you folks, you trademark your name, make sure that your kids is straight, make sure you got a brand, make sure that the business is properly set up. Because then once you, hey, he says, Peace Ken. He says another PA football mind gets an NFL coaching gig. Hey, that's what's up. He says we teach the game up here. Hey, Lo, what's good? But that's the whole thing, bro. Y'all, like, a lot of folks be thinking I be playing with what I be saying, man. I don't be playing. I be trying to give folks the game, and a lot of people don't want to listen. That's exactly why, though. That man is trying to take his name as if he somehow created it, and they call it intellectual property. Protect your son. Some of y'all folks, I told y'all be fighting the wrong battle. Some of y'all, I see it. Some of y'all be fighting about your kids. Oh man, my kid is this, my kid's the best, my kid is that, my kid is this. You swearing down, you care so much about your kids that you will put them in a position to where they gotta do what somebody else tell them to do. This is not the era no more. You see all this AI stuff, all the people that's losing these jobs and all that, right? You're going to be in a position where you're going to have to fend for self. But how are you going to do that if you want to start a brand, but then the brand that you basically started and built it, now some folks can just go to the line, to the secretary, or have somebody else pay for it to trademark your name. Now everything you did was for nothing. One of the things that I did before I got a 501c, before we got the 501c3, is trademark the name. But hey man, I keep trying to tell folks, they out here fighting, man. My kid the best. I'm supposed to believe in my kid. Do you believe in your kid? If you can't put your kid in a position to where he can be his own business owner, are you really protecting your kids? Or when you see somebody, right now, all of a sudden, you want to speak up then? You want to speak up then? Oh, my son is this, my son is that. Is he? How much belief do you have in him that you won't even go down to the damn or go online to 501c3.com or .gov, whatever it is, or go to the IRS.gov and get your son a EIN number? How much do you care? Because a lot of y'all keep telling y'all fighting the wrong fight, man. All right. Y'all keep fighting the wrong fight. And that's what, I be trying to help out, but this is why we probably won't be doing the 9U draft, because people don't listen. Don't listen. Try to tell people, give them some game. And a lot of stuff, and I want y'all to know this, a lot of stuff that I say don't even come from me. A lot of it is game, free game that I get, that I bring over to y'all. I keep telling y'all that. And a lot of folks won't listen. But it is what it is, bro. But I want to show this too. I seen this and I wanted to talk. It says, he said, I can almost guarantee y'all, from now on, it will only be one team from DC in Maryland area to go nationals. He says, this is exactly what I want with this 7-1 date. AYF will add more teams from around the country. Says, P.S. I bet y'all didn't think about that. And I'm with him. I don't think a lot of people thought about the fact that once they add more regions, that it's going to be so many teams that they're going to only have to allow one of them to go. So, for instance, right, it won't be a Blackhawks and a Frankfurt Charger. It'll just be a Blackhawks or a Frankfurt Chargers. I'm not sure exactly if they in the same region, but to be honest, I think that it's a good thing. I think that it's a good thing. Well, I'll say this: long as he able to make the adjustments, because if the two best teams are in the same area, I think that if there's a game that if they need an additional team, I think they should be able to allow that team to go, because some of these regions ain't good. So just because you win your region, they may not have the best group of kids. So listen, man, I think that it is twofold. It depends on the situation. That's why I like the fact that the 7-1 has changed. Now we get to see a lot of these games. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, bro. To my YNC, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It seems like y'all have more complaints than the folk at the AYF. It seems like y'all have more complaints than AYF. It like you guys asked for it. Y'all asked for them to go 7-1, right? Or y'all talked about them or planned them. Now that they're 7-1, I see more complaining coming from YNC than I do from AYF. Now I've seen some complaining from AYF, but why is that? I thought this is what y'all folks wanted. I thought that I was gonna see a lot of elation. I thought that folks was gonna be, clamoring, right, to play these games. And then I want people to know that disrespect is not gonna get you the game. Like, these folks is getting ready to be on the even playing field. There will be no excuses out there to be made. But folks need to understand that these games would not have to be played if they don't want to play them. And they can literally stay home and play all of the teams that's in their area. But a lot of them YSC teams are going to be in trouble if they not allowed to play versus AYF teams. And the reason why I say this is because AYF, a lot of people are going to be joining AYF. So that team that you used to, that's going to now be more focused on the 4 games that they need. You know what I'm saying? They may not even have to give it to you because you're not in a region. And this is what we was trying to explain to folks yesterday. PA say 2 teams from the same age group in PA. He says don't go to AYF D1, only state champs. He says we have a AYF state championship, So Frankfurt and Blackhawks could never and have never gone to AYF in the same group. Okay, so that's cool then. So they've been having that, but having that all around now is going to be, even less teams. It's gonna be the same amount of team that goes, but it's gonna be less teams from the same region that's able to go. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Now they gonna have to figure out how is it gonna work in Georgia, because you don't have that many people that's AYF, right? Affiliated. Now you got some that's trying to, which I already talked to Craig about. Now let's see if they sign up. Let's see if a lot of folks decide that, listen, man, all I got to do is sign up or talk to Craig, pay the little 30 some dollar fee or something like that to be AYF affiliated. And then if I win my region, I know that I can go to the AYF. I think that's very fair, because here's the thing. There's a lot of folks who's already doing AYF structure anyway, right? The only difference was they did not want to change the age date. Now that the age date, which is 7-1 now, right? You ain't gotta change nothing. Now you're gonna have a lot of folks that I feel will be signing up for the AYF. So now now it begs me to differ or the question. Okay, where do I get the games? How do I get the games? And then do I have to play certain teams that I don't want to play, far as like the independent teams? Do I have to play any of them? Would they be allowed in the league? Right? Those type of questions like has to be answered. And I think the way that things are structured, the independents are going to basically have to hope that Craig and them allow them in, because I don't think no lead is going to allow them to play, because it's already a benefit to them, because they're already the better team far as nationally. So teams are going to say, look, man, I'm not going to sign up to this organization if these people are playing in the same organization as me, because they have the most teams. I mean, most players on a team. They're going to automatically win. It don't make no sense for us to join, right? Because they are already took all of our best players. You ain't gonna get nobody, so therefore they're going to have to go through Craig, because they're not going to be able to play the states, or they're not going to play the region. So I listen, man. When I'm saying to y'all is this: I spell trouble. I see a lot of trouble. And I think it makes for a better outcome if these YNC folks start just saying, look, man, let's get a game, bro. I think y'all good. But I think we better. Although y'all won a championship, I think we could still beat y'all, man. Let's make a game happen. I think that's the approach. But to say these folks ain't this, ain't that, and then trying to shun them folks, it's not the approach, because they don't have to play the games. And I think that this is going to minimize a lot of teams that was YNC affiliated. Because if you go to a national, let's say this is hypothetical. If you go to a national, right? And in that nationals, they only got 4 teams for you, or they got 3 teams. Which one are you going to? The one that damn near almost guarantee you a 4-game, you have to win 4 games to damn near win the whole thing. Which one you gonna go to? Or the one that you only play one game, go to the championship? Or are you gonna play the one where you have to play 4 games or 3 to 4 games to get to the championship? And folks want to play games. And I seen this last year, and I keep saying this. AK boys showed me, like, man, folks don't just want an easy ride, bro. They want to feel like they deserved it. They want to win. They want to show and play a lot of games, show folks that they are really that top tier team. And that's why a lot of folks went to go play in tournaments because they wanted to play a lot of games. He says, what's the better? Jake said, he said, what's the better competition? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think you missing. Okay, in my opinion, from last season, right? This is my opinion. This is my opinion. The better competition was, in my opinion, I feel was the Y and C, right? That was the better competition. Number 1 through everybody, right? Number 1, I say 6U through 13U, right? Now, here's the thing. This is a totally different year, bro. This is a new year. It was teams, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna single out none of them teams. It was teams that played in that tournament that said they're not going back. It was a lot of teams that said that they were not going back. So now those teams are minimized, right? And remember, y'all talked about this merger. And this is what I was trying to tell you. Y'all talked about the merger. And Aaron is right. The competition is good on both sides. But I had to, he says who got the better competition. So I had to select one side or whatever. But a lot of y'all talked about this merger, right? Y'all was so high and keen on it and all this stuff, right? The mergers that happened and that would have played in the YNC or would have played the games versus the Rare Breeds, that would have played the game versus the RDEs, that would have played the game versus what's the other teams? You got the Space Cities and all them. But like what I'm saying is that all the mergers, when you eliminate a team, guess what? That's one less team you had to play. And when that team eliminates a team, that's one less team that he has to play. So a lot of people were so keen on merging. Merging is this. We should merge. Everybody should merge. That forces you to travel if you don't want to, because otherwise you're not going to have the games to play, right? That's one. The other one is it puts you at a disadvantage because now the fact that you don't have nobody to play, you got to get on the road. See, folks don't look at the longevity of things. They just say, oh man, ain't nothing wrong with a merger. Now that you seeing it, does it not now make sense why I'm against mergers? Because now those teams that you would have played in your backyard, you no longer have the option to do so, but you want to go and play national. But now the national, that team that you would like to play, may be going to a different nationals. So how many teams are you going to go or have in the nationals? See, that's what a lot of folks didn't look at. So when you look at some of the brackets that was short last year, and then some of those teams in those brackets are now merging, do you not see where the discrepancy lies? Do you not now see it? As opposed to just playing versus other teams, right? Just getting a good team, coach the team up, right? Allow other teams, instead of just trying to play Pac-Man and get everybody's best from everybody's team, right? And then you ain't going, then that team that you just took that best player from ain't going to play you. So now you don't have that game. Then these teams ain't going to want to, they're not going to give you a game. So that's less games that you have to play. So now you merge, the other team might fold, don't have a team. Like it's a twofold situation. Now we're minimizing the amount of teams that would have been played. And that's why you can have a situation like last year, B2C states where you don't even have a game because folks don't want to be at a disadvantage, which you only have 3 teams, right? And one gets a bye, it automatically go into the championship. You won't have those situations. There would have never been that type of situation. All of those teams had the majority of the best players. There was no talent spread it out to where other teams could have competed. So now you see the effect of merging. And I try to get people to see it from that standpoint. From that standpoint. Now, looking at it the way that I just explained it, right? How does it not affect you? How does it not you know, play a major role into why I believe that these folks should not merge? Okay? Org versus org. I talked about this earlier, right? We had a conversation about this earlier. What I'm getting is a lot of people are not going to want to, they want to play org versus org. They're not going to want to play a org versus a state's top team. So in that regard, that's going to mess you up as well because it's saying, look, I'm bringing my entire org and you're bringing your state's best team. I'm not okay with that. This is information that I'm getting. I never looked at it like that. He says, we was comfortable with B2C. Yeah, some age groups was. You know what I'm saying? The difference is, what about, okay, let's go to 10U. What about 10U? You only had three teams, Rare Breed, So Icy, RDE. Now, due to a lot of teams folded, right? Remember, it was very competitive at the 10U at home. It was competitive. Georgia, the RDE was still in the league. They were playing good teams. Smyrna was good. Where is RDE? You remember RDE? RDE went to the championship. Remember last year, Georgia Falcons placed 3rd in the nation. Guess what? They merged, right? They played Pac-Man. And now they only had 3 teams. And that turned out to be a problem for some folks. Y'all folks ain't looking at the bigger picture, bro. I be trying to tell y'all what I know, not what I think. In a minute, everybody's going to go on the same team. They're going to have all the talent. And guess what, folks? There's going to be less teams that's able to go to a battle. There's going to be less teams, right, in your city. That's going to mean more traveling for you in the long run, right? To where you have to travel and play those games. There's going to be less leagues for you to be able to join, right? Less orgs that's out there. And people trying to keep telling me the benefit of merging. Let's be honest. If a person go merge, I'm okay. 13U, you merge. Okay, cool. I'm still not okay with it because even at the 13U, if you merge, remember last year, let's look at last year. AK Boys, how many games did they have? They had to go to a tournament to play games. But throughout the season, they couldn't get that many damn games. He says a lot of them games don't even be good. He says we played maybe two Georgia AU games. He says because folks don't want to play. Exactly. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bingo. Exactly. That's what it is. Folks are not going to want to play the game because they're at a disadvantage. What the hell happened to my camera? They're at a disadvantage. Nobody wants to be. So I be trying to tell folks, bro, I don't have emotions in this. It don't matter to me who wins. I'm just trying to save youth football. And in the direction that these folks are heading in is bad for business. So, hey man, what PA say? Hey, I'm sorry, bro. Let me go to some of these comments. Okay. It says it helped Clayton. He said it helps Clayton and them too for real. He says low key. He says, but my thing is AYF got to do better with the prizes because, in my opinion, that's the only difference besides how many teams orgs are here. I'm gonna be honest with you. You said that helps them. The reason why I don't see it in that way is because people have always had the opportunity to go there. All of the teams that played in AYF had the opportunity to go other places, but they decide to stay AYF. So why would they go now? They if other organizations, I mean nationals, was always 7-1, right? Besides the UIFL, if they were always 7-1 and AYF was always 8-1, if AYF teams wanted to go to other nationals, they could have just added players and then went to the other nationals. So I don't see that being a benefit for other nationals because these teams at the AYF always had the option to go to other places. That's why when people say that, oh, this may affect AYF, I'm trying to see how. Because AYF teams always had the options, just like DMVU Ferrari boys. They always had the option to go there, to go to other nationals, because they meet the requirements in the age. Now, if it was the opposite, then I would see why people feel that way. But it's not the opposite. I don't get it. When people say that, I don't get when people say that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not helping them. It doesn't help them. He says PA Church is how many teams being D1. Did he really say 2 teams or is it really more? Man, bro. He says how hard is it to build orgs? He says in AYF league, he says conference to represent Georgia instead of trying to buck the system or find gray areas to just play a 4-game minimum to get every year. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing. It's gonna be hard, bro. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it's hard to feel like I'm wrong when I'm already getting, certain responses from different orgs, right? Or how they feel. So it's hard for me to think different. He says the team determine where the better competition is. He says we'll see this year. All right. He says leagues matter again now. Oh, for sure. The leagues are definitely going to matter. The leagues are going to matter. He said, nah, you heard right. He said, but that could sound deceiving because there's over 20,000 teams in AYF and the majority is D2, but there is still a lot of D1 teams in that fold. He says, and obviously soon to grow. Oh, yeah, definitely. He said, we comfortable with B. I read that one already. All right. Okay. All right, cool. But nah, bro, I just want y'all folks to know, man. It's no long, it's the way people moving. I just was trying to prepare y'all to let y'all folks know. He said AYF is going to be bigger this year. Now, yeah, I keep getting these folks that trying to get me to see that, it's going to be, it's going to hurt AYF, and I just don't see it. Me thinking business, I think that this was a power move. This is why I say that, right? Power move. Them folks gonna get many teams. You seen that it was a lot of people that pulled out of, out of nationals to go other places as well. This is going to be something that people have options of doing other nationals. And now I ain't got to change my team to do it. And I'm a guaranteed get games. I ain't gotta, I ain't gotta pay nobody to play me and all that stuff. I just get my games and then I go. Like, nah, that's what's gonna happen. That's why I see that a lot of these folks, when I was trying to give y'all the game, I was trying to tell y'all how this would affect certain folks. I was trying to explain this. If people only saw that, oh man, he don't know what he talking about. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. Now look, we're in a situation where it's gonna be hard for a lot of teams to get games. And who is to say Bessemer is gonna be another org next year? I don't know if they're gonna be it. Because last time I checked, in the beginning of the season, I think Coach Blue and them might have been saying that they're going to just do middle school. So now that'll be one less team, at least good one. Then the year before that, you had what's the team? Wyhoma. Wyhoma was the team that should have went. That would have been somebody that would have been trying to go to an event, right? Try to go to the YSC event, but now they ain't even trying. A lot of them teams took some of their players as well. But them folks don't care. And my thing is this, bro. Everything that y'all think is going to happen, you can get it out of your mind. You can get it out your mind. You can get it out your mind, bro. I'm telling you this right now. You know what I'm saying? Aaron says paying to play someone is kind of crazy. He says, this is youth football. Hey man, look, I've been trying to tell folks, bro. That's the only thing I can keep saying. I've been trying to tell folks this whole time, the way that the things that y'all are accepting and the way that these folks are moving is detrimental to youth football. And I try to tell folks, the way that people are moving is going to push certain people to middle school. And then guess what? A lot of these videographers won't be able to film. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell y'all. People don't like listening. They like to think what they think, is the right way. But you're not thinking about it overall. I've been telling these parents, y'all need to be building these damn kids' social media handles. Now, a lot of them end up getting, Bree says, can someone explain why they want people to pay to play? She says, don't get that. Well, because some people are doing it. They're able to do it. So, hey, I guess, I don't know. Now, me as a coach, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Right now, most of these teams that plan on traveling, y'all need to be doing y'all fundraising. Because I'm going to be fairly honest with you. Some of these folks, I think it's going to be a good year this year. If folks properly playing. But I try to, man, listen, bro. Listen, most folks want you in the they want you in the blind, right? That's why some coaches really don't like the information that I give out, because that means that they can't they can't perceive what is it? Deceive you. They can't deceive you. Okay? If you know better, right? You're going to do better. You're going to display better. Right? And I try to get his information, but it seemed like some people like being blindly led. And it's crazy to me. It's almost like that Drewski, right? When he basically exposed the pastors, right? That's out there millions of dollars, but they congregation is people in the congregation is struggling, right? But those people that that's in that situation, they don't want to believe it. And this is the same situation I'm in now, where I'm telling people stuff and people still don't want to believe it. Still don't want to believe it. I don't know what the hell happened to my camera, right? Some people just don't want to believe it. And I don't understand. She says, from my understanding, that's why certain people don't get gains. They charge, then get on here complaining they don't have gains. Oh my God. Hey, shout out to Bree. Shout out. Shout out. I wish y'all could see me right now. I don't know what the hell just happened to my camera. But shout out to her. I read what she said one more time for those who too far in the back. She says, from my understanding, that's why certain people don't get games. They charge, then get on here complaining they don't have games. Hey, now you're gonna be in the minority, coming on here and making too much sense. But folks don't like that. I just told you that. Folks don't like that. When you just come on here, you making sense and you shedding light, and then I'm putting people in places where they can't get deceived again. Hey, bro, I just want y'all to know this, man. Moving forward, invest in your kids. He says, if you hit the road and play national competition, you have games. Hey, for sure. That's the thing. You have games. But again, Jake, if you got folks that's potentially moving to other regions and looking to play other games and now going to be in leagues and all that stuff, it's going to be hard to get those games. And that's what I was trying to tell folks, man. And now y'all just have to watch it manifest, and then I'll end up playing a clip to try to tell y'all that I tried to warn y'all. I tried to warn y'all. See, when I first came in here, these folks still went to national. They still played a lot of national games, because I remember seeing the Lauderdale Lions. I remember versus Lauderdale Lions versus the what is it? The Louisville Chargers, right? I seen them. They came out and played versus each other. I've seen all of them teams that were in the Mayfield good enough competing versus each other, right? I seen that. Everybody had an org. They still went to nationals. But now a lot of coaches, they want to get greedy. They want to try to take every damn player, which means that, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the expectations. You should win. Now, The game is messed up. Now you understand why understanding business is very important. Because if these folks understood business, they would have known having too many mergers means that, or too many teams that's joining forces and then having other coaches quit because it ain't worth coaching no more, right? That means it's going to leave you with one less sparring partner. So every merge that happened, that's one team that's gone, right? So if you got 10 teams in the league and then 5 of them damn merge, you're going to only have 5 teams. That means that by default, you're only technically going to have 4 to 5 games. Makes sense. Nah, I'm not. No, it ain't who's merging. It's just the thought of people merging. Not yet. Nobody's merging yet, but a lot of folks are talking about it. And there has been somewhat of a merge. Like I said, when they had who was it? They had teams like Georgia Force, So Icy, um, Georgia Falcons. You had uh who was it? RDE. I forget the other name. I'll write it down and say it next time. But you had a lot of teams that could play versus each other and actually compete. You don't have that now. And then now that these folks know they ain't competing, they don't want to play. They don't want to play versus national teams. So national teams are in trouble. That's what I should have said from the beginning. National teams are in trouble. Especially if they not looking to travel. And I'm not knowing Texas team for traveling as much. I'm not knowing Florida teams. They travel every now and then, but I'm not knowing them for traveling as much. Some folks in Georgia don't travel as much. So then everybody is just gonna be getting probably 8 games. But it is what it is, man. But I appreciate y'all. I'll be on later tonight. We got some topics that we definitely want to talk about. And yeah, y'all definitely don't want to miss that one. And I think we got DT on later on as well. So you can talk about the Warzone, his Warzone team, from what is it? The All-Star. So we could talk about that as well. We're gonna talk about it. So make sure y'all tune in tonight, man. Appreciate y'all.